And then I was LPN first and then associate's degree and then I got my BSN. And so here I am this evening with you lovely folks trying to help y'all get through some dosage calculations. So before we get started, my lips are dry. How are we solving problems tonight? Dimensional analysis, desired over half, or ratio and proportion. And y'all go ahead and double tap that screen for me so we can let all the other nurse girlies and guys know that, hey, we studying tonight. DA, yes, my favorite. Dimensional, yes, 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 yes. Yes. Okay, I see dimensional. That seems to be the consensus. So we'll do dimensional. What am I doing? I'm supposed to be downloading these problems. That's what we're doing. Okay, so tonight it's gonna be heavy on peds safe dose and weight based and IV stuff. So of course we'll start off with something slow, get our feet wet, get us all ready to go, and then we'll speed it on up. So let's get ready. Do 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 do. If this will come on. All right. Here we go. So we've got some metric conversions. So metrics and household, some mixed together. Okay. So when we do metric conversion, well, first of all, disclaimer, dimensional analysis can solve anything, okay? It can solve even the simplest things as a metric conversion to the hardest problems such as microgram per kilogram per minute. What I like to do is before I start my problems, I'll write what I need to the side so that I won't get confused and have to wreck my brain and to try to figure out what is it that I need when I'm solving the problem, okay? So this first one, 60 milliliters equals how many tablespoons? Can you all tell me how many milliliters is in 1 tablespoon? Do we know? 15. That's what's up. Yup. All right. So if we are looking for tablespoons, we're going to start with tablespoons. So when I do dimensional analysis, the way that I do it is I start with what I'm looking for. When you start with what you're looking for, you don't have to go and find it. Everything else on the bottom and the top has to cross out, and then you're left with what it is that we're searching for. Okay. So if I'm looking for how many tablespoons, I'm going to start with my tablespoons. So we'll do 1 tablespoon is 15 milliliters. So now I have my milliliters on the bottom. I need my milliliters on the top. So I'll take my 60 milliliters from my problem and I'll put it over 1. And milliliters has crossed out. So therefore I am left with tablespoons. So 60 divided by 15 is going to be 4 tablespoons. Okay. Simple as that. So now let's do 14.5 ounces equals how many tablespoons? So that's going to involve milliliters. So we already know that 15 milliliters is 1 tablespoon. So then we need to know how many ounces are in a milliliter or milliliter in an ounce. So we know that there are 30 mLs in 1 ounce. So we're looking for tablespoons, right? We'll start with our tablespoons. So we'll do 1 tablespoon equals 15 milliliters. We have milliliters on the bottom, so we'll need milliliters on the top. So that's when this one right here comes into play. So 30 mLs is 1 ounce. And you want to keep your relationships together. I call them relationships. You can call them elements. You can call them puzzle pieces. Whatever you want to call them, keep them together. You can flip-flop them, of course, but don't separate them, okay? So we've used that and we've used that. So now we've got ounces at the bottom. So now we'll take our ounces from the problem and put it on the top. 14.5 ounces over 1 ounces crosses out, and now we're left with just tablespoons. So let's see, 30 times 14.5 divided by 15 is going to be 29 tablespoons. Okay, last one. 8 cups equals how many mLs? So have you ever done the in and out problems where you have to find out how much your patient has taken in and how much is going out? Yeah. So you'll see, oh, the patient has had 8 ounces of this and they had 2 cups and all of that. So that's when this one would come into handy on how to know how to convert it. So we know that, of course, 1 ounce is 30 mLs, and then there are 8 ounces in 1 cup. So if we are looking for milliliters, we're going to then start with milliliters, right? So we'll use this one and this one. We don't have tablespoons nowhere to be found. That doesn't matter in this case, okay? So we'll look for milliliters. So we're looking, milliliters. If we're looking for milliliters, we'll start with milliliters. 30 mLs over 1 ounce, okay? We've got 8 ounces is in 1 cup. Ounces cross out. Now we've got cups on the bottom. We need cups on the top, so we'll use our 8 cups from our problem. 8 cups, it's over 1 because it's not in a relationship, it's by itself. And now we're left with just milliliters. So 30 times 8 divided by 1 is going to be that many mLs, okay? I'm pretty sure all of you all got that right. Just some stuff to start off, easy peasy, lemon squeezy. All right, we'll do converting of the pounds and ounces. So this is important to know how to do when you're doing your pediatric questions, especially, you know how they say the baby was 14 pounds and 10 ounces. Well, how many pounds is that? We don't know unless we convert it. So this one wants to go from 16 pounds and 8 ounces to kilograms. So the first thing that we're going to do is write out what we need to know on the side. So how many pounds is in 1 kilogram? How many pounds in 1 kilogram? 2.2. You got it, Tashi. I hope I said it right. Okay, 2.2. Yes, 2.2. All right, know it, love it, eat it. Okay, so then we also need to know how many ounces is in a pound. So we know that 1 pound is 16 ounces. So what we'll do, I said it right. Okay, good. My name is Carlina. So a lot of people mess up my name, especially when I write it on the whiteboard. And I'm just like, just Nurse C. But your name is your name, so I'm like, say my name right. I'm gonna say your name right, you're gonna say my name right, so I'm a stickler on names. But anywho, squirrel moment. All right, so now we're gonna convert the ounces of this to pounds, because that's gonna be the number behind the decimal, this ounce part. Okay, so if we want to know how many pounds 8 ounces is, we'll start off with this. So we got 1 pound is 16 ounces. Then we have 8 ounces in our problem. Ounces cross out and we'll be left with pounds. 8 divided by 16 is going to be 0.5. So this baby is 16.5 pounds because you added your pounds that you got here to your 16 pounds, okay? So now we can then go ahead and convert it to kilograms. If we're looking for kilograms, we'll start with kilograms. So 1 kilogram is 2.2 pounds. And then our weight now is 16.5 pounds. Pounds crosses out, and now we're just left with kgs. So that's going to be 16 divided by 2.2, and that'll be 7.5 16.5 divided by 2.2. 7.5. I guess it is. It just didn't look right to me. I don't know. 7.5 kilograms. All right. Anybody have any questions about that on how you convert your pounds with your weight with pounds and ounces to just pounds in order to get to your kgs? Nope. All right. Moving on. Okie dokie. So here we go. Let's tablets. So you got, I keep forgetting you're in Alabama. How'd you get reminded that I was? Did I have a little country twang moment? I was like, it slips out sometimes. I think I need to go on a vacation. But I don't even listen to the replays. I don't listen to my videos because I'm like, oh, girl, you sound so Southern. But hey, it is what it is. All right, so 250 micrograms by mouth daily because I'm in Georgia in our times. Oh, okay, man. I just went totally left. Hey, Jazzy. Hey, neighbor. So 250 micrograms by mouth daily. Available is 0.5 milligram score tablets. How many tablets will the nurse administer? Okay, so a lot of people get tripped up on these. You know, like it's a simple tablet type of problem, but you're like, oh, it's two different units of measure. So we'll identify what it is that we're looking for. So our goal is to just get tablets or tabs. Okay, so we know that we are ordered 250 micrograms, and then there is 0.5 milligrams in one tablet. Okay, so if we're looking for tablets, I'm going to start with tablets. So that'll be this one, and I'm gonna flip flop it. Okay, so dimensional analysis, a lot of people say, oh, I'm not good at math, so I'm not gonna be good at dosage calculations. You don't have to be good at math to be good at dosage calculations. All you got to be is good at solving puzzles, because that's what we're gonna do. And then we're gonna do a little bit of multiplication and division at the end, and that's it. All right, so we'll start off with this one that I've circled, and because we're looking for tablets, I'm gonna flip flop it and put my tablets on the top. I always start with what it is that I'm looking for. It just works. Okay, trust me. So 1 tab over 0.5 milligrams. All right, so now we've got milligrams at the bottom. We need milligrams at the top. We don't have milligrams right here. We have micrograms. So therefore, we'll need to put in a conversion. So we know that we have milligrams, and we need milligrams to cross out. We have micrograms. So 1 milligram is 1,000 micrograms. And people say, I'm confused on how, if it's what am I trying to say? Lord have mercy. If it's milligrams and micrograms, how do you know where to put the 1 in the 1,000? So just think of it as the biggest unit will have the 1 by it. So you need 1,000 little crumbs to have one big cookie. Okay, so you need 1,000 micrograms crumbs to make 1 big milligram. Okay, so then if we have micrograms, we need to put those on the top, right? Boom. So, and it's by itself. It's not in a relationship. So that's it. So boom, 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 boom. Yeah. So now we can do our math. So we'll do 250 divided by 0.5 divided by 1,000. And that's going to be 0.5 tablets. Right? Hey, when do you do pediatric math? I'm having a hard time. Well, I got some tonight. I sure do. Did y'all get 0.5? 250 divided by 0.5 divided by 1,000. Yup, that's what I got. If you are enjoying this live session so far, go ahead, double tap. And we'll keep on going. So now we've got a reconstitution problem. Somebody, you're welcome. Somebody has asked me in my my YouTube comments. It was like, could you do Reconstitution? And I keep forgetting to put at least one in. But Reconstitution is just like all the other problems. It's just the secret that you need to know is that you're going to concentrate on the concentration. So when it tells you to add this many mLs, or the bottle contains this many grams or this many milligrams, all that stuff is good and well, but we want to focus on the concentration. So you concentrate on the concentration, okay? The concentration is going to be the solutes and the solvents, okay? So how many milligrams per milliliter, how many milli equivalents per milliliter, how many units per milliliter. That's what you want to pay attention to. Just like when you have those drug labels and it gives you all that other information, but after it says if you reconstitute this with 5.2 mLs of bacteriostatic water, it will yield a concentration of such and such milligrams per milliliter. That is the thing that you want to use, the concentration, okay? Concentrate on the concentration. So the doctor orders drug B, 10 milligrams IV 3 times a day. Instructions on the 0.25 gram container says to reconstitute with water to make a concentration of 0.5 grams per 3 mLs. You would administer how many milliliters per dose? Okay, so we are going to look for mLs on the top and dose on the bottom. So this right here is 1 dose, okay? This is telling you that you give 1 dose of 10 milligrams 3 times a day. So we don't need this because we are looking for how many for 1 dose, not for the total day, okay? You have to pay attention and look at the clues that's in these problems and give it only what it's asking for, nothing more and nothing less, okay? So all this other stuff is fluff. Concentration. That's what we want. So we have 10 milligrams per dose, and then we have 0.5 grams per 3 milliliters. So I want milliliter on the top and I want dose on the bottom. So if I want milliliter, I'm going to start with my milliliter. So I'll flip-flop this one right here. 3 mLs over 0.5 grams. All right, so now we got grams on the bottom. We need grams on the top. So I automatically throw that up there, but we don't have grams right here. We have milligrams, right? So this will be a conversion. So grams is the biggest unit. So 1 gram is 1,000 milligrams. Your grams cross out. Now we've got milligrams at the bottom, and we'll use this. So 10 milligrams per dose. And now milligrams have crossed out and we are at goal, which is milliliter on the top and dose on the bottom. And now we can solve. Does everybody know how to put this in the calculator and keep it in the calculator so that you don't have to write it down and then put it back in the calculator? If you have been here before, I reference this as the calculator trick. We know that a lot of schools require 85%, 90, 95%, 100% to pass or be able to go to clinical or, be able to pass medicines or whatever your school tells you, right? So we need to make all of our stuff count. So wouldn't it be a crying shame if you did all of this work and you set it up brilliantly to just put your numbers in the calculator wrong after writing it down, okay? So therefore, we're going to keep everything in the calculator and we're going to hit the equal sign one time. The less steps you take, the less mistakes that you make, okay? So we'll do all of our numbers across the top, multiply. So 3 times 1 times 10. So we're at the top, we're at the end of the top, we're going to hit divide. Now we're going to enter all of our digits at the bottom and we're going to hit divide in between. So 0.5, divide, 1,000, and divide, and then 1. And so then it'll be your answer. And I got 0.06 milliliters. And always check your work again. Paris, you know me because I'm like, okay, did I hit that right? It's like, is that right? That's too big? That's too little? But hey, sometimes the numbers are funky because you're sitting up here trying to make up questions and the math don't be mathing, but that's what I got, okay? I get confused on when to divide and when to multiply. So you're going to divide the essence of the problem is you multiply all of the top and you multiply all of the bottom, and then once you get that, you divide the top by the bottom. But when you put it in the calculator, you're just doing one less step basically, and you're multiplying all of them and then hitting divide, so that you won't have to do all those separate steps. Okay, we'll continue to practice it. All right, welcome to everybody who has not been here. I am Nurse C, a blessed RN. This is Work It Out Wednesday. I break down nursing doses calculation problems for you. The replay is available on my YouTube channel, A Blessed RN. I also have problems in different playlists broken down via desired over half, dimensional analysis, and ratio proportion for you to reference as well. There are past Work It Out replay and Study Buddy Sunday sessions on there if you would like to view those and look at problems that we've done. I would greatly appreciate it for your likes and your shares and your subscriptions. Thank you. All right. So Ped safe dose. All right. I don't know why this gets a lot of people in chokeholds, but we are here to release that chokehold. Okay. So the Ped safe dose problems, right? You are being a detective and you're figuring out if what the doctor, nurse practitioner, whoever, physician's assistant, whoever the provider is, if what they have ordered is safe according to the drug manufacturer's recommended dosing. Okay, so this says that the doctor orders a drug for a child that weighs 66 pounds. Safe dose range for this medicine is 10 to 12 milligrams per kilogram per day. What is the maximum safe daily dose for this child? So we are just finding out what is the safety net, the range, the green zone, okay, that they can receive. If it's outside the green zone, meaning it's less than or more, then it's either not enough or it's going to be toxic. Okay. All right. So in order to find that, we're going to use this one as your lower limit and this as your upper limit, but we have to use the patient's weight. Now, a lot of people want to say, hey, the first thing you need to do is divide 66 by 2.2 pounds and get kilograms. That's an extra step. Remember, I said all those steps that you take is going to make you likely to have a mistake. What if you don't round? What if you don't add enough decimal places? What if you write down the number wrong from the calculator? The math will math, I promise you, okay? So we'll take 10 milligrams per kg per day. All right? We've got kg and day at the bottom. Day is okay, but we need to get rid of these kilograms, right? So we know that 1 kilogram is 2.2 pounds. So kilograms crosses out, and now we can put our patient's weight right here at the top, which is 66 pounds, and it crosses out. So now that'll give you the least amount of milligrams that they can have in the day. Hey, I like these problems too. You know, weight base is my thing. So 10 times 66 divided by 2.2 is going to be 300 milligrams per day. That is the least amount that they can receive. And so we'll do the same thing with your 12 milligrams. We'll do 12 milligrams per kg per day. All right, 1 kg over 2.2 pounds. Kg crosses out. Then we have 66 pounds. All right, pounds crosses out, and we're left with milligram on the top and day on the bottom. So 12 times 66 divided by 2.2 is going to be 360 milligrams per day. Okay, so that is your safe dose range, 300 to 360 milligrams per day. All right, so that is your safe zone. Anything at or in between those numbers is what would be acceptable to give to your patient. If it was 299, 298, that's not the safe zone, so that is not safe. If it was 362, 361, that's not the safe zone, so it's not safe. Okay, that is what gets people confused and like, well, how do you know if it's safe or not? If it's in these numbers, if it's in this safe zone, it is safe. If it is not, it is not. It is what it is, and it ain't what it ain't. All right, so let's do another one. Doctor orders 350 milligrams of a drug IV every 4 hours. The child weighs 33 pounds. The safe dosage range for this medication is 25 to 75 milligrams per kilogram per day. Is this a safe dose for the patient? All right. So the first thing we're going to do is not address the order. Remember, that's what they said that they want the patient to have. We're trying to figure out, okay, what is the safe zone? Okay, so that means we'll go right here. So our patient's weight is 33 pounds, and then the least that they can get is 25 milligrams per kilogram per day. Our patient's weight is in pounds, so we'll do 1 kg is 2.2 pounds. Kgs cross out, and then we'll put 33 pounds on the top. It's not in a relationship with anything else, so we'll put it over 1, okay? So then we'll do 25 times 33 divided by 2.2. So that's going to be 375 milligrams per day. So that's the least amount. The most that they can get is going to be 75 milligrams per kilogram per day. So we'll set it up just the same way that we did the one that's on the top. So kgs cross out, and then we'll do 33 pounds. We'll put it over 1. Pounds crosses out, and then we'll do 75 times 33 divided by 2.2, and that's 1,125 milligrams per day. So your safe dose is 375 to 1,125 milligrams a day. So if it is at or in between these numbers, then it would be considered a safe dose. So now we'll have to look back right here. So 350 milligrams is 1 dose, okay? It says they want us to give 1 dose every 4 hours. So there are 24 hours in a day. If we divide 24 by 4, that's going to be 6 doses, or 6 times we will have to give this medicine. So 6 times 350 is going to be 2,100 milligrams a day that's ordered. Is this going to be a safe dose to give our patient? Nope, 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 nope. You gotta say, hey, you gotta look at that order, doc. That's too much. It's toxic. We trying to kill some kidneys or some livers, depending on what type of drug they're getting, right? 1,400 divided by 15 is not supposed to fall, so it's not safe. Nope, it's not safe. Not safe at all. Is this making sense on how I'm trying to explain how to do these problems? Because I don't want y'all to be upset and frustrated when it comes to pediatric stuff. How did I get 21? Hey, how you been doing? I haven't seen you in a while, Zamir Munir. Okay, so how did I get 2,100? So listen, this right here is what's ordered, right? That's 1 dose. So it says it wants us to give 1 dose of 350 milligrams every 4 hours. We know that there are 24 hours in a day. So if you divide 24 by 4, that's going to be 6 times that we have to give that 350 milligrams. So you would do 6 times 350 milligrams, which would equal that 2,100 milligrams in the entire day. Okay. All right. So that's how you get 21. Oh man, it was blocked by my goal. Y'all help me reach my goal. Help me reach this 10,000. I'm gonna move it just down so we can have some more space to see. Okay. You've been busy with Ramadan coming up. I understand. It's cool to see you tonight. All right. It's been helping. All right. So if you're understanding these P's, go ahead, double tap that screen for me. Double tap it. Double tap it. Let's tap it up. Let's get some other nursing students in here so they can learn how to do these PEDS problems too, because I need y'all to pass. You're welcome, Megs. You're very welcome, okay? All right. So what is digoxin given for? Can anybody tell me that? What is DH? This is my little tidbit of pharmacology for the heart. Contractility, yes. My final is next week. I'm ready but nervous. Okay, you got this, girl. All right. So what are some things that you would check before you give digoxin? I'm glad you remember me. It gives me confidence coming in here. Yes, of course I remember you. I try to remember my folks who I see all the time and who interact and, encourage me as I encourage you. Yep. Blood pressure. What about heart rate? What about potassium? Pulse. Yes, exactly. Exactly. Y'all know things. You know things. Now, this one's not a blood thinner, Jackie. This one is for the heart. Makes it contract forcefully. Okay. Pulse. Apical. Okay. All right. So a provider orders digoxin. I like to say dig. Okay. So dig 0.9 milligrams daily for a child that weighs 17 pounds. 6 ounces. Okay, the safe dose for this medicine is 8 to 12 micrograms per kilogram per day. It's just a safe dosage for this child. Okay, so the first thing we will address on this one, because our pounds aren't just pounds, they're pounds and ounces, right? So we need to convert it all to pounds. So that's going to be, remember we took our 1 pound over 16 ounces, and then we did our 6 ounces, and then the ounces crossed out, so that'll be 6 divided by 16. So that's going to be 0.375. So we'll add that to your 17 pounds. So our new weight will be 17.375 pounds, right? Okay, so we'll do it the same way that we did it before. 8 micrograms per kg per day, and then we have 1 kg over 2.2 pounds, and then we have our 17.375 pounds, okay, over 1. And then I don't know how your school tells you to do with your peds weights. But, I'm not a peds nurse, and I don't aspire to be one. Like, I couldn't get any work done. I would just want to hug and love on the babies. So, big shout out to all the peds nurses. But yeah, they tell you to at least go to the hundreds places for the weights. So we'll get 63.18, or if they told you to round to the tenths, it'll be 63.2. It just depends on what your school has for your rounding rules, okay? A lot of people come here, well, you didn't round to this one. I'm like, look, people round differently, so I just want you to see the numbers, okay? So micrograms per day. And the most that they can get would be the 12 mics per kg per day. 1 kg is 2.2 pounds. And then 17.375 pounds over 1. Kilograms cross out, pounds cross out. Y'all let me know, what type of specialties are y'all trying to go into? 12 times 17.375 divided by 2.2. And that's going to be 94.77 micrograms per day. Alrighty. So this right here is in milligrams, and we have to convert it to micrograms, right? So you can set it up in a ratio proportion. You can set it up in a dimensional analysis. I'm going to take a shortcut, and I'm going to say might to slight right, little large left. So I'm going from a mighty unit, a big unit, to a smaller unit, which is a milligram to a microgram. So we'll do might to slight. So that's going to be 3 spaces to the right. So it'll be 0.9, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. So that's going to be 900 micrograms. So 900 micrograms has been ordered by the doctor. Is this dose a safe dose to give to this baby? And thank you for the roses. What's a love? Woody love. What up? What up? Yeah, you. Thank you. Cardiac CVICU. Ooh, a lot of chest tubes and cabbages and drips and pressors. So definitely a lot of critical drips. Pediatrics are labor and delivery. Psych. Okay then. This is like what I do in chemistry of life. Okay, yeah, it's stoichiometry. I first learned dimensional analysis and stoichiometry. That's probably why I hated it in school. I didn't use dimensional analysis in school, just to have a moment of transparency. Yeah. I liked ratio and proportion and like to just like, do it all out with the math, but this is definitely easier. Labor and delivery, NICU in the military. Okay, cool. So yeah, this is not a safe dose. The answer is no. Okay. What is that saying? You have might. Oh, might to slight, three spaces to the right, little to large left. So when you have, you're going from microgram to milligram. So a microgram is a smaller unit and you're going to a larger unit. So little, large, left. That means you would take your decimal spaces, your decimal place and move it three spaces to the left. And like this one, we went from a larger unit, which was a milligram, to a microgram. So I do might to slight right. So that's three decimal spaces to the right. And it only works if you're going from either a gram to a milligram to a microgram, or a kilogram to a gram. You can't go all the way from a kilogram to a microgram and it works, because that's more than three decimal spaces. Because, it's a factor of 1,000, which would be the three decimal spaces. Yup. All right, y'all. So these are the peds problems, man. Oh, I got one more. I said it was going to be peds heavy tonight, because a lot of people have like issues with peds, and I don't want y'all to have peds problems. All right. Doctor orders 200 milligrams of drug A every 8 hours. The child weighs 50 pounds. Safe dosage range for this medicine is 5 to 10 milligrams per kilogram per dose. What is the safe dosage range for this child? Is the dose safe? Okay, so she said, I love that, man. I have a lot of sayings. That's how I got through school. If you're like me, what's it called, simple nursing with Mike Linares, he helped me out a whole bunch. Of course, Nurse Sarah is the absolute and top tier goat of nursing. She helped a lot. But then just little quirky sayings like, right to slight, right. Might to slight right and little large left, the OJ the Juice Man song, just all that stuff. All right. So what we're doing is finding our safety net, right? That's the first thing. So 50 pounds is our patient's weight. We'll do 5 milligrams per kg per dose. Okay, you see this says dose. It doesn't say day. Okay, it says dose. You have to pay attention to what it has given you. And hey, Kevin, thank you so much. Yeah, Kevin, he's awesome too. He does NCLEX prep and he breaks down problems too. Y'all tune into his sessions. What am I looking for? What am I looking for? I don't got to throw it off now. Okay, so listen. Yeah, dose. So this is per dose. If you're not writing down the units of measure when you do dimensional analysis, then you're doing yourself a great disservice, because the important part is in the units, okay? The math is going to math with the numbers, but you want to know what units that you need to cross out. So write your units, okay? So what we have is pounds. So we'll do 1 kg is 2.2 pounds. Kgs cross out, and now we have 50 pounds is not in a relationship with anything. We'll put it over 1. So we'll do 5 times 50 divided by 2.2. And that's going to be 113.63 or 113.6, just depends on how your school, ATI, HESI, whatever test you're taking tells you to round, okay? Ma'am, you're doing the Lord's work with dosage calcs. Thank you so much. I be trying to bless others as God has blessed me with this knowledge. Hopefully, you all are getting something from these live sessions and videos. If y'all are, give me some double taps on this screen so other nursing students can find out about it. I appreciate it. We trying to help all these students pass so I can sit down. I think Nurse Kevin, he said he's been in the game about 3 years. I got about 11 on him, so I'm tired. Y'all need to come on. We short and I'm tired. Anybody work through the pandemic as like a CNA or a tech or anything, or any kind of other nurse or healthcare worker? Let's see, 10 milligrams times 50 divided by 2.2 is this number right here. Okay. Milligram. Lord, what am I writing? Please help me. Milligrams per dose. Okay. All right, Miss C, just to clarify, I applied to the nursing program and I will find out. Yes, I'm so excited. I pray that you get in. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, nurses cometh. All right. So now this is our safe dose, right? So range. So anything at or in between these numbers per dose is what we would give our patient. So look, this one says 200 milligrams of drug A every 8 hours. So this is one dose. Okay. So 200 milligrams is what's ordered. Is this a safe dose? Kevin, almost 4 years. Okay, then I did 16 in the Navy and I worked the second wave of COVID. Yes, those were wild times. All right, Navy, go Navy. My dad was in the Navy. My husband was in the Navy. I'm a Navy brat. Go Navy. Yes, it is safe. It is safe, safe, safe. So we can go ahead and give this patient some medicine. Yep, because it's safe. I'm glad you're here too, Kayla Marie. What program are you in? Go Navy. Yeah. We were stationed in Norfolk for the most part, but I was in Oxnard, California. I lived in Guam for a while. It was pretty cool times being a military child. Can you do another one? I just got on. Okay, so I did about 4 or 5 of them. I lost count, okay? But you can go on my YouTube channel, subscribe, and you can look at the replay and you can go back to these problems and you can slow them down and, you can, rework them there. So that's why I do it. So it's on YouTube live right now. Hey, YouTubers. But as soon as we get done with this portion, because I like to do nurse chat afterwards where you can ask me questions about nursing or dosage calc or, the med field period or whatever. And I cut that part off so that it's not, just going on and on, but just the dosage portion is on. Okay, cool. All right, let me get these comments and we'll do this weight-based one because weight-based is my thing. I'm so happy you're here too, Jacqueline. Yes, I am a believer. Jesus is great. God is good. Chamberlain in New Orleans. Okay, New Orleans. I'm glad to meet you as well. Okay. New Orleans did me good. I went to see Anita Baker and it was Mardi Gras and I didn't know it. Oh my gosh. So 30 milligrams over, is that still considered safe? What is 30 milligrams over? Was the last one was 200. So I don't think that one was 30 milligrams. But if it was 30 milligrams over, no, it would not be considered safe. So everything that we have found in the safe dose range, those are your limits. Those are your absolute limits. Anything outside of those numbers are not safe. You would have to go and consult your physician or your provider. Yep. Safe. Okay. Yeah, I love New Orleans. It was fun. Oh my gosh, it was fun. But Kevin, don't be jealous of Guam. Guam it was a whole bunch of tropical storms and geckos and frogs. It was just me and my mom, and we were small. Well, I was small. My dad, of course, had to go out to sea, and so we were just like a new place having to explore it. It's like about 45 minutes to drive across the whole island. And like this was back in the early 90s. So it might be different now, but it was pretty, but like when it was bad, it was bad. And having to use generators and be in the dark. Oh my gosh. So a client weighs 108 pounds. The nurse is to start an IV drip at 6 micrograms per kilogram per minute. The IV bag is labeled 150 milligrams and 250 milliliters of lactated ringers. How many milliliters will an hour will the IV infuse at? Okay, so first of all, we need to find our goal. Okay, so what is the question asking me to find? It's asking me to find how many mLs over hours. Okay, so is lactated ringers an isotonic, a hypertonic, or a hypotonic solution? How long will I be on? I don't know. Hey, Nurse Jess. Oh my God, I didn't even I didn't even look at the name. I just looked at the comment. Nurse Jess, she's awesome. I love her. Sweet, sweet girl, sweet lady. She's doing it out here. Okay, site nurse in labor and delivery. You went to two totally different spectrums, okay? So, yes, it is an isotonic solution, right? So, PPP is what I use to remind myself on what I use for a weight-based problem, which is going to be the patient's weight, your prescription, and your product. So our patient's weight is 108 pounds, okay? What your prescription or your order is 6 micrograms per kg per minute. And then our medicine, which is our product, is 150 milligrams and 250 milliliters, come on, right, of lactated ringers. So if I am looking for milliliters, I'm going to start with milliliters on the top. So that'll be this, okay? It is perfectly okay to flip-flop them, okay? So 250 mLs over 150 milligrams. So milligrams is at the bottom. We need milligrams at the top, right? This is in micrograms, so we'll have to do a conversion right here. So remember, 1 goes by the biggest unit. So 1 milligram is 1,000 mics. Milligrams crosses out. So now we've got micrograms at the bottom. We need micrograms at the top. So 6 micrograms per kg per minute. And I don't think I answered the question. I've got, I don't know how many more questions, maybe 6, 7. So as long as it takes me to get through these questions, I'll be on here for a hot second though. All right, so kgs and minutes are at the bottom. We already have milliliters because remember we started with what we were looking for, and now we just need to get rid of these kilograms and these minutes. So we have our hours right here, right? So it's in pounds. I mean, our hours, our weight, excuse me. So we have our weight right here. Weight can't be in hours. So we'll do 1 kg is 2.2 pounds. Kilograms crosses out. And so now we'll put our weight, which is 108 pounds over 1. And then we have minutes at the bottom finally, but we need hours. We're going to put our 60 minutes is 1 hour. And that is everything that has crossed out. It might seem extensive, right? But if you were to do this trying to find desired over half, you would have so many other steps to take. This is just simply solving a puzzle. What's on the top and what's on the bottom has to cross out, and we're crossing out every single thing except for what our goal is, which is milliliter on the top and hour on the bottom. Why did you put the milligram at the bottom? Because I'm looking for milliliters, and I always start out with what I'm looking for. So it's right there, and everything else just falls in the line and crosses out. Okay. You can wait for an hour. Yes. What does PPP stand for? Patient prescription product. And then of course the question mark. It was like that in Cuba. I was there in Cali, Virginia, Florida, and Texas. Good goodness, man. You were everywhere. And hey, Resilient. I'm sorry, I was all up into the problem. So here we go. So remember when I told you that when you do these type of problems, you can get like these long numbers, like into the thousands and millions even, and you don't want to write them down on the paper and then put them back in a calculator and miss a number. This is where the calculator trick comes in great handy, okay? So what we'll do is put in all your numbers across the top by hitting the multiply in between. So 250 times 1 times 6 times 1 times 108 times 60. I get to 60 and I'm going to hit divide. So that's like 9,720,000 and all those zeros, all right? So I hit divide. Now all of my numbers on the bottom, I'm going to do the same thing, but I'm hitting divide in between. So 150 divided by 1,000 divided by 1 divided by 2.2. You can add those ones in there at the end if you want to, but hey, it don't make a difference because anything divided by 1 is going to be itself. And I'm going to hit enter, not enter, the equal sign one time, okay? And you see I didn't write that damn thing down. And that was really country of me. I didn't write anything down. Not damn thing. Okay, 29.45 is what I got, okay? And if you were to round this to the nearest whole number, it would be 29. If they wanted you to round this to the nearest tenth, it would be 29.5. Does everybody understand how to round since we are on that topic? Yes, yes, yes. All right. Because nobody gets left behind. It confused me. What confused you? When do you use the PPP rule for weight-based problems? Oh, the rounding. Yeah. So, okay. So if this were, okay, so when you round, this is your whole number. This is the tens place, and this is the hundreds or hundredths if you want to add the th to it, okay? So if it tells you to round to the nearest whole number, okay? Let's see, I just write it somewhere different. So if it tells you to round to the nearest whole number, think round right. So this is the whole number, right? Everything that's on the left side of the decimal, that's a whole number. So we are going to go to one space on the other side of the decimal, which is your tens. And if that is a 4 and below, that number stays the same. So this would be 29 if you rounded it to the whole number. If it asked you to round to the tens place, so remember, round right. So we go right here to the hundreds. If that is a 5 and above, you would increase that number by 1. So it would be 29.5. Okay? I like rounding. Yeah, it's straight. All right. Microgram per kilogram per minute problem. Hey, turn up. A client who weighs 112 pounds is receiving an IV infusion of drug K. And I always do this. I always change my numbers, but I don't change the drugs. My bad. At 75 milliliters per hour, the IV solution is labeled with the concentration of drug K, 100 milligrams per 500 milliliters. How many micrograms per kilogram per minute is the client receiving? And we're going to round to the nearest tenth, okay? So if somebody were receiving vitamin K, what would that be the antidote of? My little tidbits and sprinkles of pharmacology. Right, Coumadin K. So let's see. Microgram per kilogram per minute is our goal, right? Yes, warfarin. And what type of drug is warfarin? So while you tell me what type of drug is warfarin, okay, we got a 112-pound person, right? and they're getting 75 mLs of medicine an hour. And then it is available in 100 milligrams per 500 mLs. And we want to get, it's an anticoagulation blood thinner. Yes, yes, yes. All right. Y'all know y'all stuff. See, y'all know things. You know things, okay? And you'll know these problems and how to get through them too, okay? Vitamin K antagonist, yes. So we are wanting to get everything crossed out except for micrograms on the top and kilograms and minutes on the bottom, okay? We're going to solve this problem just like we solved every other problem. Remember, this is a puzzle. We're not doing mathematics, all right? So if we're looking for micrograms on the top, we're going to start with micrograms, but there's not a microgram to be found in sight, is there? But we're still going to start with it because we know that 1,000 micrograms is 1 milligram. So now we can go here with our milligram because we need what's on the bottom to cross out with what's on the top. So 10 milligrams over 500 mLs. Milligrams crosses out. Okay, so we've already got one goal crossed off. So now we need kgs and minutes at the bottom. So let's continue. We've got milliliters at the bottom, so we need milliliters at the top. So let's go here. We'll do 75 mLs per hour. Milliliters crosses out. Now we got hour at the bottom. We need minute at the bottom, don't we? So we'll do 1 hour is 60 minutes. Your hours have now crossed out. Okay, so we got minutes and we've got micrograms, and now the only other thing that we need is the kilograms, right? But we have a weight of pounds. So we'll do kilograms at the bottom. And we'll do pounds at the top. We know that 1 kg is 2.2 pounds, right? And then there's nothing to cross out there. So look, we need to get rid of our pounds, right? Because we want kilograms at the bottom. So we'll do a 1, and then we'll do 112 pounds, okay? Because remember, anything over 1 is itself. So we can flip-flop these around, okay? Oh, I see what you're saying. Thank you. I did write 10. Thanks. Appreciate it. Alrighty. So now pounds has been crossed out. Okay. So we have everything that our goal calls for now, right? We got micrograms at the top. We've got kilograms at the bottom, and we've got minutes at the bottom. So now we can solve it. All right. If y'all set this up correct, double tap that screen for me. If you didn't, still double tap. We'll go through it again if we need to, okay? This is one of the harder problems. That's what we start off slow with metric conversions, and then we just hit the gas and go on. So we'll do 1,000 times 100 times 75 times 2.2, and then we'll divide by 500, divide by 60, and then divide by 112, and I got 4.91, right? And it says to round to the nearest tenth, right? So we'll do 4.9 micrograms per kg per minute. All right, let's see what y'all saying. Yep, y'all caught my mistake. I appreciate it. Lost. Oh no. Reminds me of chemistry. Yeah, it is like stoichiometry, but we call it dimensional analysis. Jesus, nursing is so hard. I hope this is worth it. It is. I promise you. And it's not. It doesn't have to be hard. This is just a puzzle. We're not even doing math. Yep, it's a puzzle for real. It's a puzzle. Can you do another one after this? I don't know why I'm struggling. Do I have another one like this? I got IV completion. So I don't think I have another microgram per kilogram per minute one, but I can. How is everybody feeling about this one? Y'all let me know. Do I need to rework this one on the live? Usually I say, hey, just go and look back at it. But since we're all here, I want to know the general consensus because this one was a hard one. I like these. Redo it. Okay. All right. We can redo it. Boom. Revert to the original. Okay. All right. Okie dokie. So here we go. Here we go. So 112-pound patient is getting drug K at 75 mLs an hour, and the medicine is available in 100 milligrams per 500 mLs. We want to find how many micrograms per kilogram per minute the patient is receiving, okay? So what we do is we find our goal. That's what we're looking for, right? So how many micrograms on the top per kilogram per minute on the bottom. We'll write out our elements that we'll use in the problem from the problem, which I call relationships because they stay together. You don't break them up, okay? Al Green, let's stay together. So 112 pounds is not with anything. It's just by itself. It's just the patient's pounds, okay? So then we've got 75 milliliters per hour, okay? And then we've got 100 milligrams per 500 mLs. All right. So what we want to do is solve a puzzle, okay? We're not doing mathematics. We're not doing any dosage. We are simply solving a puzzle. Everything has to go except for micrograms on the top and kilograms and minutes on the bottom, okay? Kilograms don't have to be right next to minutes, but we just need those two bad boys on the bottom, okay? So if we're looking for micrograms to be on the top, we're going to start with micrograms. I don't have any micrograms in my problem, do we? Because our medicine is available in milligrams. So we're going to start off with that conversion. I always do my problems the same exact way. I advise you to do the same. So when you practice, you do it the same way. It makes sense to you. You'll get it, okay? You don't just get like this overnight. So you do your problems the same way. I start with what I am looking for, okay? So then that'll be 1,000 micrograms over 1 milligram. I did milligrams right here because look, my medicine is available in milligrams. It's not available in micrograms. Everything that's on the bottom has to match the top so that they will cross out. I have milligrams right here, so I need milligrams on the top to cross out. So I'll use this 100 milligrams over 500 mLs. Milligrams is now gone. Now I've got milliliters on the bottom. I need milliliters on the top. So I'll use this. So we've got this puzzle piece right here. 75 mLs over hours. Milliliters crosses out. They're gone. So now I've got hours on the bottom. I need minutes on the bottom. So I'll put my hours on the top and I'll put my minutes on the bottom. 1 hour is 60 minutes. Hours crosses out, hours are gone. So let's do a goal check. We started off with micrograms, so we know we got those. Now we just put our minutes on the bottom, so we know we got those. The only thing left now is our kilograms, and we've got our patient weight here on the side in pounds. If it was already in pounds, we can just put 1 over our kilograms, but we have it in pounds, so we'll do our conversion, okay? So if we got kilograms that we need on the bottom, we'll put our pounds at the top. So we know that there are 2.2 pounds in 1 kilogram. Nothing to cross out right here, right? And then we have our patient's weight, which is 112 pounds. We need our pounds to cross out, so we'll put those at the bottom. We can put a 1 at the top because the pounds were single. It was by itself, so that would have been 112 pounds over 1, right? So we flip-flopped it. 2.2 pounds is in 1 kilogram. That's why 2.2. That is your standard metric conversion. You'll always need to know that 2.2 pounds is in 1 kilogram. All right. So now everything has been crossed out. You're welcome. Everything has been crossed out now except for what it is that we were looking for, which was goal. So micrograms is at the top, kilograms and minutes are at the bottom, and you're finished. So now you can actually do some math, okay? So we're going to multiply all your numbers across the top, all your numbers across the bottom, divide the top by the bottom. I don't like to write down all of this stuff because it's going to be in the millions. And I don't think you need to write down all those zeros and try to put them back in the calculator, because you set up this problem and it was a humdinger, right? And so we want to get all of our points. So I keep it in the calculator. So I'm going to do all of my numbers across the top, multiply. So 1,000 times 100 times 75 times 2.2, divide. Now I'm going to put in all of my numbers at the bottom and hit the divide button. 500 divide 60 divide 112 equals, I only hit the equal sign one time, and that's going to give me 4.91. The problem told us that we needed to round to the nearest 10th. Don't get these problems right and then the only thing that you do is not round, because they will take off points for you not rounding to how the question tells you to round. So you have to round, okay? So we are rounding to the tens place, so remember, round right. We'll underline the tens place and we'll look right one decimal place. So that's going to be a 1. So that means it's going to stay the same. 4 and below stays the same. 5 and above, you bump it up. So we'll do 4.9 micrograms per kgs per minute. And that's how you solve that problem. Okay. I love how you said to look at it as a puzzle instead of a math problem, because it is a puzzle. People are like, oh, I don't know how to do math, this, and that, and the third. Okay, that's fine. Me neither. We can solve a puzzle. Well, I actually like math until we got to like statistics and all that calculus jazz and physics. Physics was the deciding factor of me being a pharmacist and a nurse. And you see where I'm at now, right? 14 years later. So now we'll do IV completion time. All right. You have, okay, I have my dosage calc exam and I need an 80. Okay, you got it. You got it. It tricks the mind. I like that. Yes, because y'all be sitting up here fearing and scared. This is a no fear zone. This is a no scare zone. We can be a little bit unsure. We can be a little confused. But hey, this is nothing to be scared of because it's just words and numbers. We're not going to be scared of words and numbers, okay? We're going to solve these puzzles and keep it moving, baby. All right. There is 500 mLs left in the IV bag that is infusing at 55 milliliters per hour. How much longer will it take for the IV infusion to be complete? And we're going to answer in hours and minutes. All right. You're welcome. So like separating the milliliter conversion from the times conversion. Faith for Christ 4. Can you restate your question? Because I'm not understanding how to answer it. I need help with potassium problems. Potassium is just measured in milliequivalents. It's only changing the unit of measure. Just like you solved the problem with a milligram, solve it with a milliequivalent. I need 100 to pass. It sounds all unrealistic. You can do it. One requires 93. I got a 92. That Reconstitution got you. Well, you should have looked at the concentration. The final concentration is that, oh my gosh, y'all, you're going so fast. that concentration. Concentrate on the concentration. That's all you need. Baby, I don't miss this at all. I love it. Have a dose calc on Tuesday. My issues, I get confused with all the extra numbers. Well, you have to look at what it's asking you. When you find your goal, list your relationship to the side. Everything else that is not asking for, because like if it's asking for milliliters over hour and you've got 3.5 grams per IV piggyback and blah, blah, blah. Is it asking for a gram? No. Is it asking for a milligram? No. It's asking you for milliliters over hour, volume over time. So everything that's not centered around volume over time has to go. Let's do safe dose. Bramina, I already did like 5 safe dose problems. So if you go on my YouTube channel, you can catch the replay from tonight and from previous sessions, and you can look at those problems that I did there. I've also got other problems broken down in their own playlists. I had a quick question. So when you provide this practice for us, how similar is it to the actual exam? They're heavily influenced off of exams. Oh, well, not exams. Questions that I see people post or that are on ATI or HESI or on Quizlet. So they look similar. Yep. Reconstitution, 9 minutes, 5. I need them 90. Okay. Now you're answering it, and I haven't even done it. Okay, let's do it. All right. So, therefore, our goal is to find time. So this is going to be measured in hours. So that's what we're going to be looking for on these, okay? People are like, well, how do you know an hour? So if when you get the answer, it's going to give you a whole number and a decimal. The whole number is going to be the hour portion. The decimal part of it is going to be your minute portion, okay? So that's what, so therefore, and you only have hours in here, right? You don't have minutes, you don't have, seconds, you have hours. So that's what we'll be looking for. How many hours? So we have 500 mLs and it's going at 55 milliliters per hour. I'm looking for hours, so I'm going to start with my hours, right? So I'll do hour over 55 milliliter, and then we'll do 500 mLs over 1 because it's not in a relationship, and I need my milliliters to cross out. So now I am left with just hours. So that'll be 500 divided by 55, which would be 9.09, right? Hours. So what is 0.09 hours? I don't know. This part is hours and this part is your minutes. So you'll take everything after the decimal and you'll multiply it by 60. So 0.09 times 60, because there are 60 minutes in an hour, okay? 0.9 times 60 is 5.4 minutes. So rounded to the nearest minute, this will be 9 hours and 5 minutes, okay? I just find it hard doing the milliliters and the hours together, and I was trying to see, no, they're a couple. You have to keep the milliliters and the hours together because it's a relationship. It's how many, the volume over time. What's my YouTube? It's a Blessed RN, the same name on here. Yep. Thank you. A blessed RN, not a blessed nurse. Look, don't go to a blessed nurse. A blessed RN. Yeah, she fixed it. I want to start school soon. You should. We need help. We need to convert the decimal to minutes. Yes. Am I cross multiplied? No, I'm not cross multiplied. I'm multiplying across the top, multiplying across the bottom. You divide the top by the bottom. The only time that you would cross multiply is when you set up a ratio and proportion problem. I went blank for a second. Cousin Kira, you got that right. I see it. Don't stress me out. I don't think we would be where we were. Who is stressing me out? I'm not stressed. And yes, I love to help y'all. Y'all are more than welcome. Do I have any drops per minute ones? Do I have one on this session? I don't know if I have some. Well, I'm on Sunday nights and Wednesday nights. We're trying to come on more often. But hey, I am still somebody's bedside nurse, and I do have a medical transport business as well. So I have to see where I fit it in at. I'm starting this summer to take 2. Hey, that's all right. That's okay. You got it. Okay, so no matter what will these times by the minutes by 60? Yes. So if it's the decimal behind it, the decimal, the numbers behind the decimal is going to be times it by 60 because you want to know how many minutes you have, and it's 60 minutes in an hour. Okay. All right. So drug D, 7.5 micrograms per minute. My bad. So drug D. See, I be trying to generate my problems and change up the words and the numbers, and I got caught slipping. Oh well. So drug D, 500 milligrams and 250 mLs of normal saline. How many milliliters per hour should the nurse set on the infusion pump? Okay. So our goal is to find milliliters per hour, okay? And we have an order of 7.5 micrograms per minute, and then it's available in 500 milligrams per 250 milliliters, okay? If we're looking for milliliters, I'm going to start with my milliliters first, okay? So we can take this bad boy right here and flip it. 250 mLs over 500 milligrams. We need milligrams on the top, but we don't have milligrams right here, do we? We have micrograms. So we'll do milligram on the top, microgram on the bottom. We know one goes by the biggest unit, which is the milligram. There's 1,000 little microgram crumbs in one big milligram. All right. So now micrograms. So I'll do my 7.5 micrograms per minute. Micrograms crosses out, and we have milliliters on the top, but minutes on the bottom. We need hours. So we'll throw our minutes at the top. We'll put our hours at the bottom, and we have 60 minutes is in 1 hour. Minutes crosses out, and now we're at goal, and we can solve it because we finished our puzzle. Okay. So 250 times 7.5 times 60 divided by 500 divided by 1,000. Yep, and the rest are ones, okay? So it's a really small number. But hey, you see what I was trying to do. What method is this? Dimensional analysis. Why'd you flip it in the beginning? I didn't know you can do that. Yes, ma'am. Miss Samara. I hope I said it right. I don't like to not say people's names right. So yeah, 0.22 is what I got. Hey, Layla. But I flipped it in the beginning because I always start with what I'm looking for. If you start with what you're looking for, you don't have to go and find it. It's right there. So I needed my milliliters to be on the top and my hours to be on the bottom. Everything else lines up, and boom. Chop it up, chop it up, chop it up. All right. So let's see here. Milliliters per hour. 3.5 grams of drug X in 250 mLs of normal saline IV piggyback over 90 minutes every 8 hours. How many milliliters per hour will the nurse set as the rate? So listen. This is the type of problems that I was talking about, okay? And thank y'all for the roses and for the hearts. I really appreciate that. Y'all so sweet. Thank you. All right, so our goal is, come on, right on the screen. Oh, it will help if I did the edit, huh? Our goal is milliliter over hour, right? So remember when I was telling you, somebody earlier was like, I don't know what to pick out, what to use. It is asking us for milliliters and hours. All right, it's not asking us about grams. It don't care if it's an IV piggyback, and it don't care about the frequency, because this right here is the frequency. How often are you going to give this medicine? We don't need that. This literally tells us that 250 milliliters has to go over 90 minutes. Okay, so all of this is just fluff. That's the only thing you need is your volume, which is 250 mLs, over the time that it is to be infused, 90 minutes. So we've got milliliters on the top, 250 mLs over your 90 minutes. We've got milliliters already at the top, which is gold, but we need hours at the bottom. So we'll put our minutes at the top and our hours at the bottom. 60 minutes is in 1 hour. Your minutes crosses out, and now we're at goal. Some people would want to say, oh, I need to do something else. Nope, that's it. Stop. Don't go past goal. Don't collect 100. Don't collect 200. Just put it in your calculator and walk away in victory. Okay? Because you've now solved this problem. So 250 times 60 divided by 90 is going to be 166.6666. So I'm repeating. So we'll do 167. Okay? Rounded to the nearest whole number. W gets no glory. All right. Y'all, let me see how many more problems I got. I think I got one more. Yeah. I do. So the provider orders 500 mLs of lactated ringers to be infused over 90 minutes. What should the nurse set as the rate in milliliter per hour on the infusion pump? Okay. You're welcome. Please go a little bit slower. I'm sorry. I get a little excited. Yes, walk in victory. So we'll do the same thing. So we're looking for our goal. Always identify your goal. What is it that you're looking for? Okay. So milliliter over hour. All right. So 500 mLs over 90 minutes is what we have. So your volume over your time, right? And we need mLs on the top, which we have, but we need hours on the bottom. So we'll do minute on the top, hour on the bottom. There are 60 minutes in 1 hour. So now we're at goal. So 500 times 60 divided by 90. And it's 333.7 33333 to the nearest whole number is 333 milliliters per hour. You know my name. Hey. All right, my name is Victory. Yes. So that's tonight's session, y'all. I hope you enjoyed it. It was cool seeing so many new faces. I appreciate the likes, the subscriptions, the gifts. Y'all, if you want to look over tonight's session, it will be on YouTube. The replay will be on my YouTube channel, A Blessed RN. I also have session questions that are broken down in playlists, dimensional analysis, desired over half, and ratio and proportion. Those other two lists, they're a little bit lacking. I'm working on trying to add more videos to those because my favorite is dimensional analysis. I figure that dimensional analysis, you can work any problem, anytime, anywhere. Like, I'm out of school. How long? I've been a nurse. It'll be 14 years on March 30th, and I still know how to break down these problems using dimensional analysis. You know, how long will you remember a formula? You know, just, unless you're an elephant or you have like a photographic memory or whatever. But yeah, if you want private tutoring session, ABRN tutoring, that is my site. Here is my email below where you can also reach me at. And I come on Wednesday nights at 8 p.m. Central Time. I come on Sunday nights at 7:30 p.m. Central Times. If you would like to request any type of problem for Sunday night, you may do so in this chat now. Yep. And let's see. This is the part of the night where I call nurse chat. So I am going to stop